share with us some of the things that you're doing today, how people can find you. I know we've talked a little bit, so talk maybe a little about your podcast and some of these other things you have going on. And then also, like I said, how people can find you.
Absolutely. Well, I would say throughout it all, there was always one person that was standing by my side, and that was my best friend. But he was like my comfort zone, and outside of him, I really didn't branch out. So if he were ever talking to his friends about me, or people would bring me up, they'd always refer to me as the invisible girl, because I was like nowhere to be found. I wouldn't go out. I wasn't going out to social activities. I wasn't on social media. So I'm getting out of it. I'm no longer like so much of the invisible girl. I still have a lot of growing to do. If you look me up on social media, you're not going to find me, but it's all coming. It really started with me finally releasing my idea, Women's Locker Talk, which I call it my Locker Talk podcast concept, which consists of women's locker talk, men's locker talk, LGBTQ plus locker talk, and Locker Talk University. And it's my podcast that I use to discuss and articulate stigmatized topics that may or may not be commonly discussed, both openly and behind the scenes in our sports environments and communities today. So I use the art of storytelling. Like initially, my intent was just to use it as a way for me to tell my stories. I know I had a list that I brought up of the things that I struggled with in terms of my mental health. But it actually has turned into so much more than that. I've had a lot of people reach out to me that also want to tell their stories. And so I call it like coming into my locker room and having a space where people can use that space to just get whatever it is they need to get off of their chest. So a lot of times it has people talking about, like with our mutual connection, Taj Deshawn, he was on there talking about his experience in football and how he really grieved the loss of his sport when he stopped playing and how that led to depression. But as a Black man, it's really difficult to discuss mental health because people look at you, A, because you're a man, and two, because you're Black, and they expect you to be just this epitome of masculinity and strength.
Right.
And so I like to uncover stigmatized topics. I like to be very transparent and real. And it's still in its early stages. I have about, I think, 20-ish episodes. I have a few I need to release. I've just been a little busy lately, but with that, next I have a website coming up where that has a lot of exciting things. So stay tuned if you're listening and you're interested. I have merchandise in development that I'm excited to start selling so that people can wear like Women's Locker Talk merchandise. And I'd love to have a lot of like quotes on it that are like inspirational, like body positivity and mental health awareness focused. And then from there, just building the social media just so that like it can just be a way where people can start seeing the content, because I mean, if no one knows about you, it's really difficult to like really get the word out there.